my main question is about assessing management teams. How much does their stock ownership factor into that? I think as investors, we often take comfort in seeing founder owners in the management team, but I've sometimes wondered if it's a lazy proxy. And related to that is, there's plenty of management teams that own a lot of stock, but also sell a lot of stock. And while they're trumpeting the company and talk about how cheap the stock is, and I think sometimes Carvana or others can come to mind in that category, but there's plenty of examples. Given management integrity is one of the main kind of tenets that we all have, you have, does that kind of put an asterisk on it?
Yeah, I mean, I called the fund business owner. And one of the reasons the fund is called that is because I really try to align myself with business owners. So one of the biggest criteria before I make an investment in a company is making sure that there's some kind of founder or major shareholder there who's presumably well aligned with me because he or she is also a big owner in the company. So in an ideal situation, I like to see the CEO as the founder or the major shareholder. It's not always the case though, but where it's not the case, I always look for there being some major shareholder who's also kind of involved in the company, so that they're engaged, and that's part of the kind of the research process to make sure that that's the case. No, but it's really something I think is super important that I also look for. In terms of sales, pretty much, every company I can think of, the CEO sells stock periodically, and it's not something I have a problem with, and I've never found it to be an indicator of there being problems around the corner or anything like that. Normally what they sell is a small part of their overall stake, and the reality is, people have priorities, boats in the case of Daryl, maybe houses or whatever it might be. And I think it's understandable that having built something of value that at some point they want to sell part of their stake and use the money to buy something else. Yeah.